Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Our inner composition expresses in the outer world in different layers. First layer is what are we seeking from this world? That was said in the 4th verse. Those who are knowledge oriented, they have got a different purpose. Those who are action oriented, they are seeking different. And those who are disoriented, they seek something different. Then, such people, those who are not properly oriented in life, means what? They lead the most unscientific life. What is the scientific and the unscientific life? That life, when lived, does not become a burden on ourselves. It is a scientifically lived life. That life which does not become burden on others becomes a scientifically lived life. But when we live in this world, we remain a problem to ourselves and create problem for others. Such people, ashastra vihitam ghoram tapyante ye tapojanaha. They will be very hardworking, very much involved in whatever they do, but that is totally unscientific way of living. Now, what is the scientific way of living? We interact in the world and grow inside. Inner growth is more purification and proximity to the divine reality. And this can happen only when we learn from our life's experiences. If we don't learn from our life's experiences, we are going the wrong way. And such people, they may be on the spiritual path, but they are on the spiritual path in a wrong manner. Because ashastra vihitam ghoram tapyante ye tapojanaha. And as a result of which, they are called as asura. Asura means what? They are getting more and more established in the relative existence. Yesterday I told you, asura means those who are living life at the relative existence. What is a life living at the relative existence? When we start living exclusively selfish, don't care for anything or anybody. Such people, they claim that they have devotion for the Lord. But their devotion for the Lord is, they are dictating to the Lord, oh Lord, this thing should happen, or else I will jump into the Ganges and create pollution. This kind of tapas, this kind of insistence, this kind of demand, when they are doing their tapasya, is not scientific. And such people, when they go to the Mahatmas also, the same thing is repeated. They want the Mahatmas or the Guru to dance to their tune. And if this does not happen, then that Mahatma is bad. Why? He is not dancing to my tune. Even Krishna is to dance to the tune of the gopis. Why the Mahatma Guru doesn't want to dance to my tune? Because you are not gopi, you are go and pee. don't come. Rekho Maharaj. Therefore, Dambha Hankara Sanyuktaha Kamaragabalanvitaha Karsayantaha Sharirastham Bhuta Gramam Achetasaha. Achetasaha, dull-witted. Now, after having said this, then the teacher told us, this is their orientation of life. Now, such foundation of our life, Swabhava, with which we begin our life, also is reflected in our food habit and in our way of interacting with the world. First, the food habit is spoken of in the 8th verse. Ayu sattva bala arogya sukha priti vivardhanaha rasya snigdha sthira hrudya ahara satvika priyaha. The first thing. See, about these food habits, we have many notions and many obsessions. So what is scientific, what is right, should be followed if our notions and obsessions are proved to be wrong. We should be ready to change. And for that purpose is the study of Bhagavad Gita. Now what should be the type of food? Ayu, longevity, sattva, our antakaran, inner instrument, mind, bala, the ability to function in this world, arogya, health, sukha, the cheerful existence, priti, love for everybody, vivardhanaha. That food which will help in enhancing this quality of life is called as the food liked by the sattvic people. See? So these are the 5 points. The food that we eat, does it increase our ayuhu, longevity? You know, see, longevity or ayu is what? We are able to live as long as we are able to breathe. That is why in English they say, he breathed his last. In Hindi they say, pran nikal gaye, wapas nahi aaye. So as long as we can breathe, we are alive. And therefore, our food is that which will allow all our functions to continue in a healthy manner. Now what are the foods which destroy us? That will come in the tamoguna. Let us restrict to this. Ayu. Now the second is Ayu Sattva. The food is such that it does not create any kind of turmoil, disturbance in the mind. See, those people who are, let us say, obsessed with vegetarianism. Now such people you will see. The moment they hear or talk about non-vegetarian food, their mind is so much disturbed. Why we should disturb if somebody is eating? As long as he doesn't eat you, it's good. See? But whenever we talk about food, I am strictly orthodox South Indian, Brahmin. In our house, no shoes come. In our house, no onion, no garlic, no nothing. We are extremely pure. This is good. We are not like others. From here, all the tragedy begins. Who asked you to compare your goodness with other people's badness? Therefore, our food should be such that we should not destroy our inner poise, Ayu Sattva. Third, Bala. See, there was a survey a long time back in India regarding the starvation in India. And the report concluded that Indians do not starve Because everybody gets sufficient carbohydrates. The real food that is required for sustenance is carbohydrates. Protein and fats are the supporting foods. So, Bala, then Arogya health. Now about health. That food which does not suit to our system, we are not obliged to eat. We should be very careful about it. Many times, when we eat the food, if we find this particular thing doesn't suit our system, drop it immediately. Ayu, Sattva, Bala, Arogya, and then Sukha. After having taken food, one should feel, aha, maja aa gaya. Krita pratyascha bharata. Not, I think today I have taken little more food. You say this thing every day, not today. That food should not create a discomfortable feeling after we finish the food. Sukha and Priti Vivardhanaha. When we are at peace in the mind, then alone we can love everybody. A disturbed person cannot love. When a boy holds the hand of a girl before marriage, it is out of love. Honey, let's go hand in hand. Where? Hanging garden. For what to hang? After marriage, the same boy holds the hand of the girl, the wife. For what? As a protection. A defense mechanism. Priti Vivardhanaha. Friends, when the food is prepared in a proper manner, that food has a tremendous impact on our personality. This is very important, friends. Please remember, if the person who is cooking the food, he is disgusted, angry, I don't know, whole life, eat. Such a food, when it goes in our system, up to the bone marrow it attacks. The dirty vibrations destroy the inner poise. Priti Vivardhana. But this should happen with the food. Now which are such foods? First, rasya. The food should be rasya. Rasya, it should have ras. Juicy. Not the one you take a donut or a sandwich and eat it, and then you require a coke. Then only it can go in, because there is a traffic jam. Rasya. The food has to have sumptuousness. Rasya means sumptuousness. Rasya. Then snigdha. This is another important thing. Somehow, we are influenced by the Western approach so much in our life. Whatever the Westerners say, that we agree. I'll give 2-3 examples about snigdha is fat. We are told, don't eat ghee. That is bad. And we agree. Our Ayurveda tells, ghee is extremely essential for the smooth functioning of your whole body. No. Our Western approaches say ghee should not be eaten, so we don't eat. Then what is to be eaten? Then for supplementation, in replacement of the ghee, you can eat the albumin from the egg. See? Or, you all must be knowing or doing also. In our tradition, we are supposed to apply oil to the hair. When you apply oil to the hair, that cools your brain if you have. And if you don't have, you grow brain. It is extremely necessary. In the childhood also. I was last year, 2-3 years before in USA. One small baby, somebody is born, hardly 2-3 months. So I was there for 10 days. So those 10 days I used to sit and put that baby in a nice tub and give a nice oil massage for half an hour. And after that, give her a bath and she used to sleep so nicely. Then that baby's father, why we are applying oil? Doctor said, don't apply oil. You require oil for your engine, servo. You don't require oil for the body. Friends, oil forms a very important ingredient of our life. Snigdha. The food must have sufficient quantity of fat. Then sthira. The food should be stable. Stable food means what? Not the fast food. Fast food is, in our India, the meaning of fast food is different. In the Western world, the meaning of fast food is different. In Western world, fast food means what? You eat while you are on the move. Like I take tea while I am in the car. But there is no time even to eat. That is called as fast food. Now, the fast food in India is what? Ekadashi, fast, gaya. So if you mean by that sthira, sumptuous, healthy, solid food, sthira, then hrudya. Hrudya means when you look at the food, you don't require a starter. You don't require an appetizer. You require appetizer and starter for the food. When you see on the table a pile of tissue papers, next to that a pile of sandwiches, and you get confused which is sandwich and which is tissue paper. Then you feel, I don't know whether I should take this food or not. But when the food is so lovely, I'll tell you one thing about food. More cultured and evolved a society is, more varieties of food are prepared by that society. Take this principle and apply. You go to the Western world. There they start with the sandwich and they have the lunch for the sandwich, and with the sandwich they sleep. And the most beautiful part is, in that sandwich, there is neither sand nor witch. And yet it is sandwich. And when this kind of stale, same thing eating, you can never have joy and satisfaction of having eaten the food. Friends, please remember, if you enjoy every bite that you take, doesn't matter what food you are eating. Otherwise, the food comes in front. After, Mummy, why did it, I don't like this, I don't like this, why did you, can. Such people, even if they eat the God directly, they will have diarrhea. Friends, when we are taking food, that time, the most important thing is, we should be totally free from the whole world. On the dining table, only the food and you. No third thing, including wife. Why? Because how many times can you speak lies? Whenever I go to anybody's house and take food, first thing I take before eating, oh, the food is very good. They say, Swamiji, you are not eaten. How do you tell it is very good? I don't like telling lies. Therefore, first only I can tell it is very good. Enjoy your food with complete sincerity. Every bite. See, you will grow spiritually. Otherwise, you take food. Gupta ji, kya khaya tha? Yaar, nahi, pata nahi. Are we buffalo or what? We must enjoy everything. Spiritual life is discovery of joy in everything that you do, including eating food. But what happens with us when we are taking food? We want a newspaper. And if there is no newspaper, the food cannot be digested. Therefore, sthira, snigdha and hridya ahara satvika priyaha. This kind of food is liked by the people with sattvic disposition. What does it mean? It means the teacher is not telling you should do that. But this is the right way. Now, yathechasi tatha kuru. Please remember one principle. There was one boy, now he is a father of 2 children. He came and asked me, Swamiji, I am confused whether I should follow the path of renunciation, study Vedanta and become a brahmachari and a Swami, or I should get married. I said, you should get married. He said, you told so easily. I have asked this thing to so many people, but they never told me. They have evaluated, this is the good and bad points of married life, these are good and bad points of the single life and all that. I said, look here, that kind of thing is right in the worldly things. On the spiritual path, if you are committed, you will never ask a question to anybody. There was a girl came crying to her parents' place, morning time. And the mother and the daughter were talking, and the father was going to take bath with a towel, and he was ready to go and take bath. What happened early morning? Mother and daughter doing kuch. What is wrong? Father, he was a jolly good, happy-go-lucky man. And see, my husband every now and then threatens me that I will take sannyas and I feel so bad. I don't know what I should do. So the father said, don't worry. Those who say they will take sannyas, they never take. Don't worry. You go. Casually he told and wait. Then the wife said, how do you know? Because whatever husband says, wife has to oppose, opposition party. Non-cooperation. So, he said, do you know how the sannyas is taken? How? With that towel on, he walked out of the house, never came back. This is how the sannyas is taken. Those who are committed, they don't have doubts, they walk. But when we take the worldly things, in that, we are given all evaluations. After that, you decide. Bhagwan having told everything to Arjun, till the 18th chapter, ultimately what he said, Arjun, whatever was to be told, I told you. Now you evaluate, you interact, and decision will be yours. You decide, not me. This is what Bhagwan is telling here in the 17th chapter. These are the facts about the Sattva, Rajas, Tamas, 3 kinds of foundation with which we begin our life. Shraddha. Now you decide. Spiritual life means, scientific life means readiness and the ability to change ourselves. Those who are unable to change themselves, although they may want to change, is meaningless. Those who are able to change themselves, but they don't want to change themselves, equally bad. spiritual life is recognize which are the negative points and which demand correction. Second thing, correct it. But I can't, I don't know what I should do. One lady came and asked me, elderly lady, wife of a brigadier or some big military officer. After my lecture was over, Swamiji, can you please tell me to stop smoking? I will stop. I said, no, Mama, I will not tell you. Why? I said, when you smoke, you look so beautiful. And such a nice fragrance comes from your mouth. And your lungs are becoming healthy. And you are saving a lot of money. So you continue smoking. Why should you stop? Why are you talking sarcastically? I said, when you started smoking, that time you came and asked, Swamiji, please bless me. I want to start smoking. No. You started your own. Now you stopped your own. But why don't you tell me? I said, I will never tell you. Please remember, if I tell you, I guarantee if I tell you once, you will stop. But you will become my slave. All the time. Swamiji told, and see, after that I have stopped. So for everything, he will come and eat my head. You discover your inner strength. A teacher worth the name of a teacher doesn't enslave the disciple. You have to discover your inner strength. And keeping this approach in life, Bhagavan Sri Krishna is not telling anywhere, you do this thing. No, these are the facts. Now you decide. If you want to change and you are ready to change. Now the second type of people with the Rajasic disposition. What is their food habit? Katvam lavana tyukshna tikshna ruksha vidahinaha ahara rajasaseshta dukkha shokamaya pradaha. This kind of food is liked by the people with the Rajasic disposition. Rajasic means active, dynamic. They can't just keep quiet even for 2 minutes. Once I was coming by one flight. In the center, I got seat, aisle seat. And the aeroplane took up. And my whole seat was rocking. I said, speed breakers are here or what? I said, cut. And then I saw on the other end of the row, in between two seats were free, and the fourth seat, one man was sitting. And he was moving his legs so hot, I can't move, my machines will fall. He was moving so cut. So when I looked at him, I asked him, do you want to reach earlier or what? Oh, I'm sorry. Again, finally I had to change my seat. Such nervous-minded people, they keep themselves extremely busy. So, for such people, what is the type of food they like? Here there is one word, ati. Ati means extreme. So, ati lavana, ati katu, ati ushna, ati tikshna, ati ruksha, ati vidahinaha. These are the 5 types of foods which are liked by these people with the Rajasic disposition, which are no more calm and quiet. What is that? Ati katu. They will always try to eat that which others don't like. The other day, I went to Calcutta, and in one particular sect, that sect is called as Aghora Pantha, if you have heard about it. And I have got good friends there. So I went, and we have got very good relationship. So I went, they had their all the puja, and the various kinds of offering, and meat cooked, everything. They did a lot of puja. And in their tradition, they give the whiskey or rum as the tirtha. So they pass on. You have to take a sip and go. So they passed on, and I just touch and go. So that lady, there was one lady. She said, Swamiji, I know you don't take. But I just request you, you dip your finger and just do light on your lips. I said, okay. Then she said, how do you like it? I said, I have put it on the lips, and lips don't have taste buds. And then I said, you please tell me what exactly you are doing. So they said, when that burning alcohol goes down your system up to your gastric cavity, we are supposed to concentrate on that. Now it is going. And when it comes down and you concentrate more and more, your Kundalini becomes awakened and comes and meets and pierces through the Anahata Chakra. I said, but I don't have Kundalini. See, this Ati Katu, it is not a tasty thing. Some people start the day with the neat. They are very, very honest. Ati Katu. Then Ati Amla, extremely sour. Do you know the best quality dosha? Best quality dosha is when the dough is fermented and the balloons start coming out of the dough and it is extremely khatta, sour, and then you make a dosha out of it, and when you eat, while eating you go to sleep. It is a very good one. Too sour. Then Ati Lavana, salt. Too much of salt. I don't know whether you observed or not. There are some people. I have seen one man. He used to sit with this much quantity of salt. After the food is given, like the doctor sprinkle the penicillin or some dusting powder on the wound, he will take salt and spread everywhere as a disinfectant. I said, hey man, you have not tasted, how come? No, don't worry. I like a lot of salt. Taking too much of Ati Lavana, then Ati Ushna. Ati Ushna means they want the food so hot that right from the tawa it should go directly into their mouth. There are people. And this technique is known by the Udupi hotel fellows. You go to their hotels for taking food. They give you such boiling food or boiling rasam. You don't have to bother about the taste. Ati Ushna. Then Ati Tikshna. Ati Tikshna is extremely hot, pungent. If you go to Andhra, then Rajamundry and their chilies and that Andhra pickle. When the Andhra pickle is put in the mouth of a dead body, he goes away from the, I don't know, so strong. And they themselves will eat, and then everywhere, everything will start becoming, maja aa gaya. Logon ko. Others have enjoyed. Similar scene, if you want to see, go to Karol Bagh in Delhi. On that Arya Samaj road. There they have got this tikki wala. Tang, no noise. And there they'll make tikki. And they'll put a lot of chilies and all that. And our Punjabi ammas, completely made up they come. Lipstick, eye stick, nose stick, everywhere they stick. Is there something like nose stick? I don't know. So they come. And then they start eating that pungent, hot food. And then, सानु मजा आ गया. Ati ushna, ati tikshna, and vidahinaha. Vidahinaha, after taking the food, inside there is a fire. Burning sensation. Not only after taking food, but for next few hours. Now such food is dukkha, shoka, amaya pradaha. Such a food is the one which gives dukkha. What is the dukkha? I don't know. It is becoming too bad now. Get me some sweet to eat. Dukkha. Then shoka, regrets. I think I should not have eaten. I don't know. Whenever the good food comes, I can't control. I was in US. We had a very nice big place, party. Everywhere I was going, getting good food. So there was one person with me. 2-3 times he came. He asked this question. Swamiji, I am observing you. Everywhere you go, you take only your required quantity. You don't take what you don't want very clearly. Sweet you don't take, you don't take. Milk you don't take, you don't take. You take only little quantity. How do you manage that control? I said, look here, I get good food all the 3 times a day. Therefore, I can control. You get good food once in a year. Naturally, when the good food comes in front of you, fire. So, such a food is dukkha, shoka, regrets, amaya pradaha. Gives a lot of uncomfortable disease conditions. Now the third kind of food, after I explain this, then I bring you the concept, what the teacher wants to say. Now the yatayamam gatarasam puti parijushitam chayad uchishtam abhichamidyam bhojanam tamasa priyam. For the tamoguni dispositions, this is the kind of food that is like. For yatayamam is that which is not properly cooked. You must have seen many a times, these ladies, they make the pulao out of that basmati rice. Now their interest is that each and every grain should be distinct, clear and all that. And therefore they don't cook properly. To maintain the texture, it is half cooked. And when you take half cooked food, because you are a human being, you start getting trouble. One, yatayamam. Second thing, please remember, we are all human beings and we cannot eat the food what animals can eat. Buffaloes have got 4 stomachs. We may be like buffalo, but we have got 1 stomach. And therefore, we have to eat the food which is suitable for the human system. And what is the suitable food? Properly cooked food. This that naturopathy thing is contrary to the scriptural injunctions. Only eating the sprouted thing or only the sukha chana and all that thing. No, it is not required. After some time you will get into the piles and many troubles. I have seen one young boy, he had this funny notion. In the olden days, people used to do tapasya, only eating minimum roots and the leaves and this kind of thing. And therefore, I want to give up everything. First of all, he has given up cooked food. He started eating fruits. And thereafter, he started eating this chana and this kind of thing. No cooked food should be eaten. And within a period of 1 year or so, he developed piles. He had a terrible stomach problem and throughout life he is carrying that problem. Who told you to do this? Yatayamam. Never go in for this kind of raw food. We have to take, what the Westerners do? The salad they eat. And after, why they eat salad? Don't want to take heavy calories. They don't eat food actually. They count calories and eat cholesterol. That's it. They have never enjoyed food in their life. So, they will take salad. spending a lot of money, get 2-3 leaves, disgusting looking, 1 or 2 shoots of onion, and half fruit this way that way, and with a big smile at lo beokufka. That is the meaning. After that is eaten, then they will order for half a kilogram of ice cream. Now, why don't you take the food normally? First take the salad so that your calories are maintained, and then clear it out by eating a lot of ice cream. No. Yatayamam. We should never eat the raw food. Second thing, gatarasam. Gatarasam means that one which has dried up. The life has gone. Gatarasam is the life. The food from what the life has gone. I'll tell you where from the life goes. Where I was in Australia, after my 1 or 2 lectures, one Amma came. She said, Swamiji, I think the microwave companies are going to sue you. So why, what happened? He said, the way you told about microwaves, nobody will eat microwave food now. I told them. I said, do you know how and what is the technology in the microwave? The particles, atoms of any material that you put there is vibrated at a tremendous speed. As a result, the inherent energy in every atom is released. And because of that, that particular food atom becomes hot. Therefore, if you see the microwave food you take out, you leave it for 2 minutes, it becomes dead. Because gatarasam, life goes out of that. And then it becomes like the pindadan. Because life has gone. And when I told all the microwave food is giving a pindadan to the living person. See, gatarasam. And on the contrary, when you take any food and apply heat from outside, heat is absorbed. But in case of your microwave, gatarasam, all the heat goes away. And therefore, such a food is liked by the tamasic people. You will see, those who are accustomed to microwave. I have seen in one place name I will not tell you. So surprised to see. In one time, they will be cooking 2-3 dishes, huge quantity. It can last for 10-15 days. Sambar, this much. Or vegetable, this much. And then it goes into the fridge or the deep fridge. And when they come from their work and they have to take food, so they take out from the fridge and everybody they put it in a plate. And again the remaining thing goes back in the fridge. And the whole thing goes into the microwave and kept there for about 2 minutes, 1 minute, depending upon the temperature. And after that is taken out, then they eat. And the same thing every day, taking out, taking in. Gata rasam. That is the type of food which is liked by tamasic people. Now third, puti. Puti means apavitra. Apavitra means that food which is not cooked for offering to the Lord. Friends, when we cook the food for offering as a naivedya to the Lord, what are the precautions we take? First of all, we clean everything. Second thing, we take bath. Not the other way around. Many people do the other way around. They take bath after cooking. So the whole cooking is done with all the tamoguna contained, and the same thing goes into that food. And after bath and everything with all the divine things that this is being cooked as a naivedya to the Lord, that food has some divine meaning. Puti apavitra. improper to eat. Then paryushitam cha. Paryushitam means leftover. You know, you must have seen in the Western world this is a tradition. They go order for food. Whatever they cannot eat, they say a dog bag. So I take it and give it to my dog, because everybody has definitely a dog. May not have God, but dog everybody has. So that is the way they take it. One girl was telling me, Swamiji, when I was studying architecture in Bombay, for the first time we went to Taj Mahal Hotel. With great difficulty we have saved money, and we 4-5 of us, in a stylish way, let's go to Taj Mahal. For the first time in our whole life. But who will show that I am going for the first time? As if I am a regular visitor to big 5-star hotels. We went there. And then some food was left. So I said, hey, kindly pack it, dog pack. So the waiter said, madam, yes, how many dogs you have? Now in the hostel where they do have dogs, they themselves are living the dog's life. So, but how to, tell that I don't have a dog? Because she said, give a dog pack. Oh, I got 3 dogs. Okay. He went and collected leftover from all the tables. Go and eat. Paryushitam cha. Leftover food should not be eaten. It's very, very important. Why cook more? Cook little less, doesn't matter. Friends, it is so important. I'll tell you the importance of this. I met one old lady. And that lady was around 90 and so bright. Her skin was so healthy. Her eyes were so sparkling. No teeth. But so sweet face. Then when you look at her, you feel like sitting, taking her hand, talking to her. So when I went and I said, Mama, are you growing young day by day or what? You are so cute, you are so sweet. So she gave a beautiful, natural smile. Then her daughter-in-law told, Swamiji, our Amma has got one rule. She doesn't take a food which is cooked for more than 2 hours. So morning, suppose she has to take food at 12 o'clock. So the earliest food that we can cook is 10 o'clock. If the food is cooked at 7 o'clock and you give 12 o'clock, she will not eat. And she eats only fresh food throughout her life. Twice she takes simple food and it makes such a difference. Friends, please remember one thing. If we really want to grow spiritually, prepare fresh food every time. That will keep you busy. The whole atmosphere of the house will be good. And if you decide that every time you take food, unless it is offered to the Lord, you will not take. What will happen? बहु खाना बनाया, हाँ भगवान को भोग लगा दो. अच्छा अभी फ्रिज से निकालती हूँ. We don't offer the food from the fridge to the Lord. No. Paryushitam cha, leftover, should not be eaten. Now the next one, uchishtam api. Now this is another thing. Please remember. Avoid taking anybody's leftovers. It is not necessary. Eat whatever food you have to eat. You will feel that these are very funny kind of obsessions, but it does have impact on your inner growth. Uchishtam api. You must have seen people, particularly the North Indians, Punjabis, Sindhis. When they are taking food with their right hand, And if they have to take something from the common plates, the same jhuta hand, they will take the sapoon. Punjabis don't have spoon. Sapoon. They will take the sapoon and take the things, and the marks of their beautiful hand are left on that. Then the second person comes and he also takes Hare Ram, Ram, Ram. See, Uchishtam should not take anybody's jhuta. Very, very important. Uchishtam and Amedhyam. Amedhyam, that is that which cannot be offered to the Lord. Such a food is liked by Tamasa Priyam. Such a food is liked by the people who are of tamasic disposition. Now, the purpose of this discussion is, Ramanujacharya, the founder of Vishishtaadvaita, was very particular about the food of his followers. There is to be very clear that as is our food, so is our system inside. Similarly, if you go to the Vaishnavas, Pushti Margi, they are very particular about food. You just can't go on grubbing anything that comes. No. That will develop in our poise, in our purity, self-respect, self-restraint, and such a person alone can grow spiritually. Now the second meaning. Ahara is eating. We only don't eat by mouth the food. We eat by the eyes the colors and forms. We eat by the ears the sounds. We eat by the nose the smells. We eat by the skin the touches. See how important it is. Every day we chant the prayer. Om Bhadram Karane Vishnuyama Demaha Bhadram Pashyemaksha Bhirjajatraha Sthirairangai Stushtvagam Sastanubihi Vyashema Devahitam Yadayuhu. Overall control over our life. What we read, what we talk, what we consume, where we go, what we listen is all very, very important. In one place, I went for horse riding. There is to be one girl coming regular for meditation class. And after the third day, we had a 5 days workshop. He said, Swamiji, I don't have money to give you. I said, don't worry, Mama. I have not come here to collect funds. I have no projects in India. I have just come to give you what all the Lord and my Guru has given me. I don't need money. And she was not able to do registration. So the people asked me, Swamiji, this is a girl. She doesn't have money for registration. And what should we do? I said, allow her to come. She is my guest. So she came. And then she was so touched. She said, Swamiji, I tried to go to 2-3 camps, but for want of money I could not go. And I was just trying whether I can come here. So she came. Then she said, Swamiji, I want to give you something, but money I cannot give you. I said, whatever you give me, I will take. And then she said, I am working in a horse stable where the riding horses are taken care of. So I can take you as my guest for riding the horse. Will you come? I said, yeah, I'll come. And then I went with her for, horse riding. So, by the time she prepared everything, the horse and all that, there was one small child, baby. And near that baby, there was a tape recorder. A note. This is John's tape recorder. Kindly don't play other than for him. And a small baby, maybe about 6 months, 8 months. And in the Western countries, you cannot ask, whose baby is this? Who is father? Who is mother? There, everything is God's creation. So, I saw that sweet baby, and you can't touch us. The moment you touch, they may sue you, who knows. So I saw from a distance, and at that age of 7, 8 months, whatever was the age, the music was going on. Right from childhood onwards. And when such a child is slowly growing, inside there is a turmoil. See, I go for a walk on Worli Sea Face after the lecture for 10-15 minutes. There you see all the beautiful characters. You know, Kauva Jala Hamsa Ki Chal, they'll put something on it. Walk cheerfully, happily, relaxed manner. No, it should be done. And if the music is classical, that will cool you down, Indian classical. But this kind of sound constantly creating agitations and disturbances. And then such people, they cannot tolerate silence. They cannot remain alone. They are lonely in the crowds. They want some or the other support. So what kind of food we are giving to ourselves through the eyes, through the nose, through the ears, etc. Through the nose. The Baygon spray has to be there on the body all the time. The other day I was walking through some duty-free shop area. So there is 60% off. And small bottle will be there. And you can take this 60% off. And then they'll give little sample. So when you go, you should smell good. Because you smell awful. Friends, if you take every day, twice, clean bath, you don't require any outer deodorants. These are all small things, but it makes a big difference in our life. Therefore, our liking is reflected in our life. What kind of makeup we have? Are we matter-oriented, the lowest category? Are we activity-oriented, the dynamic category? Or are we knowledge, something higher-oriented, the contemplative category? And what is the journey? Journey is march from the matter and come into the dynamism. Dynamism is the only way by which you can break the shackles of laziness. Tamoguna makes us extremely lazy. There was one man, he met me in Thane. He was coming for my lecture, once or twice he came. And no life in him. No properly shaved. There is no spark in the eyes. The face is aisa ki, why I am alive? This kind of thing. He came. He said, Swamiji, I want to ask you a question. I said, I don't want to talk to you. Why, Swamiji? I said, if you are coming tomorrow, take bath, shave, put on proper clothes, and then talk to me. I said, you are not worth interaction. And probably he was really frustrated. Next day he came proper. Haji, as you told, I have come. He said, okay, now I'll talk. What is your problem? I am an engineer. For last 18 years, I have not worked. Since my marriage. And by God's grace, we have got 4 children. God's grace is very funny. By God's grace, I got 4 children. And my wife works. And somehow the life is going on. But now I have started feeling that I should do something. But the question is, what should I do? I am not able to do anything. You have seen, in our Bombay was called as the Manchester. So many mills were running continuously. But then the so-called strike, all those old machines, we were spinning miles of yarn. They stopped. Once they stop, they will never start. In the same manner, the rhythm of our life should not be allowed to get into this inertia or lethargy. For that purpose, keep yourself busy. And busy means what? Not go and disturb everybody. That way also we can keep busy. Keeping busy means produce wealth. Not a single moment of our life should go without producing wealth. Then only you are living really. This is the only way that we come out of the lethargy. Many times the quietness of the tamo guna and the contemplativeness of the sattva guna, they look alike. But they are not. Otherwise we will say that somebody takes the samadhi, he has committed suicide. In both the cases, it is a voluntary retirement. But the suicide is not the samadhi. In the same manner, this inertia, tamo guna, is not the spiritual growth. So what we have to do? Then I told that man, I said, you really want to help yourself? Yes. I said, I will tell you only once. I will not repeat second time. You do or don't do, I don't care. I said, you start walking from tomorrow, Thane to Church Gate. Walk. And if you cannot, then you come by train. Do it for 1 month. And as the God wanted, he started. Every day is to go. Evening, come back. All the 18 years of lethargy was shaken out. And then he said, Swamiji, I don't know how to thank you. When I started walking, I was thinking now I am walking for 1 month. Why Swamiji told me, anyway I'll keep on walking, slowly, that indolence, laziness, daydreaming, meditation. Those who do meditation, they are deceiving themselves. Please remember. Meditation is not done. It happens. When the fruit is ripe, it detaches itself from the tree. When your spiritual practice is ripe, you withdraw from the world like the fruit withdraws from the tree. Naturally. Without doing this, we want to go and sit for meditation. And then, guru. Like, the trucks standing near the red light. They don't move, but the machine, all the smoke comes out. In the same manner, our meditation is a red light treatment. We sit on the seat of meditation. Don't move. Why? Don't think what to do then. And where I have to go? What is the purpose of meditation? How long? 1 hour. Okay. After 2 seconds? No. Again this time. This is a cartoon of meditation. First, break your lethargy by dynamism. Achieve success in life. And when you have achieved success in life, then grow out of the relative existence. Discover some higher goal. All these things put together is this topic of the food. Therefore, don't limit yourself about this. Otherwise, whole life goes on only in this. What is that? This I am eating. This is sattvic or rajasic. One person was asked, Swamiji, I always get confused whether this is a sattvic or rajasic food. I said, you are eating tamasic food. What to talk about rajasic and sattvic? No, Swamiji, I don't take tamasic food. I said, you eat my head. See? Constantly thinking about food. Start your day. आज ब्रेकफास्ट के लिए क्या बनाया? Start your day. While taking breakfast, lunch के लिए क्या बन रहा? While taking lunch, high tea is a height or high tea. While taking the tea, dinner के लिए क्या? Whole life contemplating only on food. Please remember the last word about food I tell you. The last word about food is, eat whatever comes before you as the divine of prasad. Cheerfully, happily. Enjoy every bite. Once you wash your hand, don't think, don't talk about food. And get in your business of life. That is all. Don't go on into that. And like that. No. The other day where I was, normally I don't take onion, garlics and all that. Vegetarian, of course I am. When I was taking food, one amma, not knowing, a Punjabi old lady, she has prepared some sukhi bhel type of thing. And in that she has put onion and garlic and, nimbu and chatak-patak. And she kept, Swamiji, everybody is giving you something. I thought I will give this thing. Please take. She gave me such a great love. So I took it. Immediately, other, vigilance officer came. No. Took away from my hand. No. Why? It contains garlic and onion. Don't you know why did you like this in Swamiji? So she took it away. I enjoy everything. And this Amma was feeling so bad. Now the vigilance officer went after duty was over. Then I told Amma, go and get it. Don't tell her that you are getting. So she went slowly where it was kept. Again she got it. And I started. Again you brought. Then I said, Mama, look here. What I should eat, who are you to decide? For Swamiji, you don't take onion garlic. I said, yes, I don't take. No, therefore I said, but I will take also. Who are you to decide? Please remember, don't become obsessed about food habit. Finish it there and there itself. Don't make issues. Then only your mind will be free. And then only you can think of something higher. That is why these VRS people, they create a lot of problems at home. Earlier they were doing it in the office. Now at home. And what is the home problem? Nothing but what is there to eat. What is there to eat? Eat me. There is no gas. What will I put for cooking? Shall I put my bones there? Wife what? Husband said, coolly. No. Don't put your bones. You can't find them. Take mine. They are handy. Wife was so round. Difficult to find out the bones. And he was agarbatti. So he said, take my bones handy to put it into the fuel fire. So, after this is said, now, the three things that teacher said, yajna danas tatha danam, yajna tapas tatha danam, teshan bhedam imam shud. Bhedam is, I told you yesterday, bhedam is secret. Now, this is the secret about the food. Now, the activities. Eating is not only thing. Please remember, life is a perfect balance between perception and interaction. Whether we perceive and interact, or we perceive and act, or we perceive and react. Three options. If we perceive and don't interact, we will be like this video camera. No change. Whether you put this video camera for the satsang recording, or for the discourse recording, or for the disco recording. Sthita prajnasya ka bhasha savadistasya keshava. Our mind has become so dull-witted that we don't interact in an intelligent manner. So first, perceptions must be interacted. Second thing, perception should not be reacted. When we react, we create impressions on our mind. Then what is to be done? You don't allow us to not interact. We have to interact. Don't allow us to react. Yes. Then act. And what is acting? Acting is living with responsibility is acting. See, on the stage when the actor comes, what he does? Whatever responsibility is given to him to present a particular character, that responsibility the actor holds sincerely, is it not? Acting is a responsible living. And if we have to live with responsibility, that is called as the response to the perception. Now, what are the responses? 3 of them. First is yajna, second is tapas, and third is dhanam. It is not only receiving. Life is an exchange of taking and giving. The husband goes on giving money, and the wife goes on taking. That is marriage. That is why many times, people say, Swamiji, this word marriage is very funny. I said, no. Marriage is not a word. It is a sentence. I was in Delhi. And from Delhi, before Delhi, I was some other place. So when I was posted there, somebody asked me, Swamiji, how do you like Delhi? A Delhiite asked me. I said, everybody has to go through the capital punishment. Living in Delhi is a capital punishment. But Swamiji, what is the capital punishment? I said, Ram. Go and study Angrezi and then you'll understand. So, 3 things. We receive and 3 things we give. Which are those 3 things that we have to give? Yajna, tapa and dhanam. Now, tesham bhedam imam shrunu. Now, understand, listen, the secret. Once we understand the secret, our life will be different. When we are doing the puja pothi and demanding the worldly things, that is not knowing the secret of the puja pothi. We go to the satsang and become professional satsangi and let any Mahatma come, we floor him. Nobody could change us so far. We are the same. No. Therefore, what is the secret of tapas, of yajna, of dana? Tesham bhedam imam shrunu. Now, what is that secret of these 3? This will be told from the 11th verse onward, that we will take in our tomorrow's class. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnaat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.